Well, good day, folks. Out here in the garage working on another knife. The one I'm working on right now is this fixed blade here. It is a Rich A. Herder Solingen Germany. It's been a well-used knife. You can see the blade has lost a lot of meat. We're way beyond any sharpening choil that might have been there. We've got some grinder work having been done on it. So there's some few digs I can try and work out. Blade edge isn't too bad, still has a tip. It's not sharp at all. But somebody, somebody attacked it pretty heavily with a grinder. So we will work at getting that out. That's a brass guard, which appears to have been broken here. So I'm assuming it had the same on either side, or maybe just may have recurved back on this end and that broke off. You've got stacked leather spacers on the handle, both ends. What I'm going to guess is stag covers. If not stag, then it's bone fashioned to look like stag. Got a pretty good crack here. Brass pins. Pommel. You see it's a through tang. Hence the handle covers coming together here. Kind of makes me think bone, because with stag, I would think they would have done a through tang, like just use one piece of stag and bored out through the center. But it could be that they split two pieces of stag too. May have been stag intended for a full tang knife, and they just created channels within it to use it on this knife. Hard to say. I'm no expert on the handle materials, but it's good looking handles. I did do a little bit of a cleanup and polish on this side, but that's all I've done so far, other than about a 3-day soak in mineral oil to try and rehydrate the leather and rehydrate the covers. It did tighten that crack up a little bit. Anyway, my plan is to continue to polish and clean the handles, polish the guards and the pommel, and then try and do something with this blade. Definitely still a usable knife. The wear on the blade brings it kind of into the territory of a bird and trout knife. So definitely still a good knife that can get lots of use. And we're kind of trying to get it to that point. So I'll segment this one, just different bits and pieces as I go through the process. I won't film the entire thing, but just enough to show you the cleanup that I do. Anyway, hang tight and we'll get started. Okay, so here we have it. It wasn't a terribly difficult project. Just saw I gave everything a good cleaning and polish. The pommel's a little dinged up. I thought about taking some heavier sandpaper and trying to smooth that out. But sometimes these are just a plating. And yeah, I have a, so you see on this knife here, it's a plating over top that gives you its sparkle, shine. So I didn't want to risk digging into this to find out that it's a plating. You know, it's an old knife. Let it have its character. Clean the covers up. Clean the leather and then treat it with some beeswax. Polished up the guard. Still see your tank stamp. Now, I took as much of the grinding out as I was comfortable with. I think I got the heaviest of the marks out. A couple deep chunks right there. At least got it off along the edge. Now, I did sharpen it, and it's a bit of a chore to sharpen. And it doesn't have a real slicey edge. And that's just the geometry of it. Knew this knife would have had a much broader blade or deeper blade. It's been sharpened and ground and sharpened and ground over the years, as you can see. So we've lost quite a bit of the blade. And now we're into the stouter portion of the blade. So it's harder to get a very fine edge because of that. Now, I may revisit this down the road and grind that down some and create a steeper slope so that I can get a toothier or a slicier edge on it. But you can see I was able to shave some wood, cut some cardboard. Got a good tip on it. So I think it will still function. It may not make like the best filleting knife where we're into the thicker portion of the metal, but I think it'll still be a good knife. And like I say, I may revisit and do more of a flat grind here, or maybe even hollow it out. But I think that's going to be good for now. So the main thing was just to revitalize it, stop any further deterioration, and just bring it back to a usable form. So there we have it. One Rich A. Herder, Solingen, Germany. Now to be, I think, a Burdentrout style knife. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching the process, and that's it until the next one. Have a great day. We're into the weekend. Have a great weekend. Get out, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy spending time with some folks you enjoy spending time with, or even go out and spend some time by yourself. A little bit of solitude and reflection never hurts, especially in the woods where it's nice and quiet and peaceful. And if you do go by yourself, let somebody know where you're going to be in case you run into trouble, and take a knife with you. Might just come in handy. Y'all take care.